Okay. Blessings, you guys. Your girl coming in with another one, and I just had to do it at this time. I had the roughest, if that's the word, roughest 2 days ever. And I'm just trying to get back in. I didn't get a chance to get in yesterday because I had to deal with something that pretty much relate to everything I talk about. But we're going to talk about this one tonight because I did have this on the list. And I think I did tell some people that I was going to discuss this one, okay? I'm getting my energy out. My energy's going to come, y'all. I've just been tired. Okay? Fed, sick aside, man, sick aside, fed up. I just been fed up with just too much, okay? I'm tired. They everywhere. But the biggest regret that you will suffer. Let me do this. I feel like this too loud. The biggest regret that you would suffer being with a narc, and especially taking them back. I had to add that part in there because I have a great point, a serious point that I want to make with that one. And I'm not going to try to make this long. I forgot to set the timer. But not only that you lose everything, but material things you can get back. I said it in many videos that I lost so many things. Like so many things. And not really people that truly love me, like family members or anything. Not people like that, but that can happen too. Because that's what they want to do. They want to destroy your foundation. They want to take people out of your life, and they want people to turn on you. And even if the people don't even like the narc or know the narc, they just want people to turn on you. And if it works, the narc ain't never going to deal with them people again. So now it can never be repaired. Like some things you do and some things you say to people, it can never go back the same. It can never go back the same. And that's why they don't get it in their I tried to tie two words together. It was going to sound way crazy. In their narcissistic mind, they don't understand that. Like, it can never be again. But some people think that it can be again. Especially two toxic people, okay? But they make you lose everything. And the things that they will make you regret. Some of it could be material, but we're going to talk about people. We're going to talk about the people that you will lose in your life and never be able to get them back. Some never, ever be able to get them back. And some of you know that this is a risk with being with the narc, okay? And it's just really disgusting because I feel like some of you that knows that this person is very toxic and you take them back, you're just being selfish because you're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about all the harm and the trauma that this relationship that you want to have is affecting everybody else. So that's when people just stop being bothered with you. But the number one regret is being with a narc. You will lose your kids. You will lose your kids in so many ways that you won't even know. You will lose your kids. And I know what you guys saying, like CPS or whatever, DCFS. I understand that. Yeah, that's the ultimate when they step in. But if you're one of those narcs that just happen to be lucky enough that they didn't step in, you still lose your kids. Because everything is going to be about the narc. Everything is going to be about the narc. The narc is going to want you not to love on your kids and treat your kids, any type of good. They would probably want you to treat their kids, if they have some, better than you treat your own kids. Or they're going to always try to find a problem with your kids so that you can be coming down on your kid about something that the narc is complaining about. And your kid can be innocent or not. Or just being kids, and next thing you know, your kid is not loving or liking you the same because you're, punishing them or doing something or reacting to something that the narc wants you to do to your child. Okay, so it's not always DCFS or CPS workers or whatever that comes in the picture. But when it's violence, when it's physical violence and the police is always being called, that is when those people do step in. That is when those people do step in, okay? And I don't understand why, I guess I do, that trauma bond or whatever. But when you know right is right and wrong is wrong, you just gonna have to suffer with that. You need to deal with that. Don't allow your kids have to deal with your abusive relationship, which is gonna either tie a wedge in between you and your family members or your kids, or the people come and take your kids, or your family members have to come and take your kids because you want to be with a clown. Okay, men and women. Because you want to be with a clown. Messing them up because they're under the same roof that all this is occurring, and they seeing it, and it's breaking their heart to see it, and they can't do nothing about it because they're kids or whatever. And even if they are old enough to do something about it, and then now the narc is putting their hands on your children, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, especially when you take these narcs back. When you take them back, they just out for revenge. They're going to make your life a living hell. And they're going to make sure they tear up your whole family structure and everything. They're going to do all of that. They're gonna make sure that you turn on your family members that's trying to get you out of it. They're gonna make sure that your kids are gonna hate you, or your kids are not gonna want to be around you or whatever. And it's just gonna be you and a narc or whatever, and just being abused. Just being abused. These kids are not stupid these days. These kids will sit there and tell their parents like, wow, you love this clown, or you love her more than you love us. Like, what did we do? Why do we deserve this? And then they'll try to explain, or they'll just be like, well, mind your business. You just kid. You stay in your place and blah, 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 blah. Which is messing up the kid even more, because that's how narcissists begin. It starts with childhood trauma. So now they may or may not grow up to be a narc. They may or may not, because they didn't like what they were seeing with you. But this is how it started. They have this trauma. Or especially the ones that take these ones back, and you have daughters. You don't know what they're doing to your daughters. You don't know what they're doing to your daughters. And you bringing an abusive clown, a demon back into your house, knowing that you guys are going to repeat this cycle, and now this person is even worse. And most of the time it's always these dusties, men and women, that don't have nothing, don't pay nothing, don't participate in nothing, don't contribute to nothing. And you call yourself being in love, and they be thinking they so fine. And once you know that they are narc, whether they was once handsome or beautiful at one point, once you see them as a narc, they ugly as hell. They ugly as hell. And they out there cheating and doing whatever they doing and risking and bringing all that back to you. And they gave you a couple of STDs, okay? And you still gonna be with them. Knowing that, especially if it was a toxic relationship, well, that person did the same thing too. So now y'all just all over the place giving each other everything. Because two toxic ass narcs can't be together, because they're going to be doing the same thing to each other. And one narc might have a stronger demon, or demons, more lesions on them than the other narc, which would be the weaker narc. But both of them want attention. Both of them want attention. And they both love to sleep around and all that and get attention from everybody. But what happens is, the person that took them back, and they just the same as the narc, what happened is they know they want to get back out there and do their thing. They want to go back out there and do their thing, but they're probably not going to go out there and do that. But the stronger narc is, they're going to just be sat in their place like you just stay at home like a good little pet, okay? While they go out there and do their thing. Then, or you can just have the ones that like, you do it, I'm going to do it. You do it, I'm going to do it. Where we play these games at like that? Why would you play with your life like that? Why would you risk your family and your kids like that? And then your kids are going to grow up to hate you. And this narc is never going to be there forever. This part, oh my Lord. This part. You're going through all this to have this thing with this narc, and y'all both are toxic, or just the narc is toxic. And it's never going to be forever. It's never going to be forever, because if it is, all it is going to be them coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. And you just sitting there on the sideline fighting with all the new supplies to try to get this same person back. Then when your ass get old or whatever, or the narc finally just said you ain't no good no more because you don't got no more supply at all for them, but this other person do, then they don't come back to your ass. And now you old and crepit and wriggly, just wriggly as hell, regularly. And now you don't have nobody to come and take care of you. Your kids don't want to be bothered with you. Your kids don't call you. The family don't call you because you cut them all off. Because every time someone tried to come in and try to protect your ass, you was defending the narc. Okay? Defending the clown that abuses you. That abuses you, and you know this. Turning on people like a rabbit with rabies. A dog with rabies. That's all you get when you with these creatures. You get rabies. You know, just running around there with all type of foam stuff coming on out your mouth and whatever, and running around there just crazy as hell dealing with all this, and don't nobody want to come around you because they don't want to get bit because your ass got rabies. Some people just don't learn their lesson. Some people, this is why narcs can continue to be a narc and do what they do, because some people are okay with dealing with it. Some people are okay with allowing this thing to happen over and over again. But you will regret it, because you will be losing people, especially your kids. Especially your kids. I have heard many people, I don't know if they're narc or cluster B or borderline, whatever, but they toxic or whatever. And when they tell you their story, they always go back into their childhood. Like, my mom used to call me this, or my dad used to do this, or my uncle, my family, something just really nasty and disgusting. And they like trying to overcome it, but they can't overcome it. And that relationship with that demon that they, made a friend when they was in that, that state in their childhood when all these things is going on, stuck around. We talked about when the demon ghosts them, they just an empty shell. And that's what you're going to be when you continue to put this narc before all your family, your loved ones, your friends, and your work, and whatever, your home. That's why I say most of these chicks that get with these nothing dusty ass narcs, they always end up in your hotel living, homeless living, RV living, car living, whatever type of living, because the narc cannot provide anything. And they're out there busting their ass, having 11 jobs, trying to keep something, over their head, or food, and whatever, while the narc just sit there and be a narc. They could be a drug addict, they could be a drunk, they could be lazy, but they're not doing anything. And they live in a good life, because if it wasn't for you providing it, they would be where they are, where they're getting you to. The life that you're living with them, if this is your life that you're living. And you can't ever turn to anybody. When you're fed up, when you're sick and done, you're not going to have anybody to go to, because you allowed this creature, this demon, to turn all your people against you. And you're attacking your people for this narc, which all that energy that you giving the people that don't want to deal with you no more, you should have been giving that energy to the narc. That's the energy you should have been giving to the narc. I mean, that's the energy you should have been doing. That's the person you should have been giving that energy to. But no, that's why some people don't even like. I feel bad for these battered women shelters, because they have to be very, very, very careful, because their job is to take in these women that's battered or whatever. But some of these women can risk other women, because they're not fully healed, and they'll contact a narc or whatever, and now all the other women are endangered. That's why sometimes they don't want to be helping these women, because these women you help, or these men, I gotta say that, in the men, and then you just run back to them. They be talking good too. Sometimes they be gaslighting. The victims sometimes be gaslighting you. Like, yeah, I know, and they did this, and I know what that is, and yes, they are narc, and yes, they was this, blah, blah, blah. And you believing them, I'm done. And next thing you know, here come this Freddy Krueger ass clown. Coming back like the movie Shining. I'm back. And the kids are just so brokenhearted. And then people that in the family that do love them, so brokenhearted. So brokenhearted because they continue to allow this thing to happen. And then they will always go to the certain people that they know they can go to, and they want this person to feel sorry for them. But then it gets to the point, nobody want to feel sorry for them. They got to actually tell them the truth, the things that they don't want to hear. Like, I love you. I did a video about that. Sometimes you do love the narc. It was a family member, a child, or whatever. You know, I'm not going to say a relationship because you can end that, but I'm talking about blood. Sometimes you do love them and you know they're struggling through things, but they're never going to change. They're never going to change. Yes, some people do love narcs. You know, even if the narc is narking or not narking on them, they still love the narc because their family or whatever it is, okay? But you can't enable these people by always like pretending or wanting to be on their side. Sometimes you just got to give them the cold hard truth and be like, okay, I'll help you this last time, but if this happened, we're done. And then they allow the narc to let that be done because they know they're going to go back to the narc or let the narc come back or whatever, and it's only going to get worse. Somebody's going to be unalive. Either they going to get fed up and unalive the narc, or the narc going to unalive them, or even unalive each other. Anything's possible with these creatures. But like I say, the stronger narc always win. The stronger narc always win. So you're going to be regretting. You're going to be regretting losing people and some things. But I want to talk about people. You're going to be regretting who you lose in your life because you will not let the narc go. Because you will not let the narc go. And some of these people do love their kids. But what they're presenting to their kids is they love that narc and that abuse more. And it's always just about some nasty, narcissistic ass sex that nobody should want because you don't know where their ass was. You don't know where they were putting it. You don't know what entered it. You don't know what gave it, what gave this and that. Don't even know. And they would, some narcs will even tell you. They're never going to be faithful. You know that narc was over there and went back to their old supply until you got dumb enough to take them back. Thinking you want a prize. You want a prize, all right, a trip to the clinic. And y'all don't understand why y'all just don't even be embarrassed. Doctor coming in there telling you got chlamydia, gonorrhea, and crabs or whatever it is that's out there. And you just be sitting there looking, and the doctor be even trying to tell you to leave the dog. Doctor like, you know, I can't keep giving you penicillin for this thing because penicillin ain't gonna work no more. So if you go back to the nog, you just gonna have to have that. How sad. How sad is that? I had a whole bunch of other topics I was supposed to do, but I ended up not being on yesterday. So I'm just trying to make up for yesterday today. And I still got the topics that I got to do because they are really, really good. But I really want to talk about this one because as a teacher, kids are important to me. And I don't want to see no kids get hurt. I don't want to hear about any kids getting hurt. And as a teacher, I can actually tell when something is going wrong in the household with one of my kids because I can notice their behavior. And some of these kids just come with that behavior that's going on at home, and then they take it out on the other kids at school. And you be asking them, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's when you be knowing something is wrong at home. And that's the hardest job you got as a teacher, when you have to like pay attention and you might have to report something. That's really hard because you don't want to break up nobody's family or hurt the kids because they're not with the parent that they do love or whatever. You don't want to do that. That's why I couldn't be a CPS worker or DCF worker or anything. It's hard enough being a dang on teacher, okay? But I'm going to go. I really hope that this resonated. I didn't write any notes. I just knew the topic, and I really wanted to make this one a good one. But I'm just tired. I got some other stuff going on, and I'm trying to help somebody get through something. And sometimes when you're helping people that's going through this narcissistic thing, it drains you. It drains you, especially if they're not listening. it drains you. So I've been drained for 2 days. Ain't broke the ice or nothing. Because sometimes it's just hard to get them to understand, even if they're coming to you for help. Now, with that being said, God bless you guys. God bless you guys. And I want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. They know who they are. Thank you very much. I'll see y'all on the next one. And may you sleep, slumber without nightmares, and God protect you with the blood of Jesus, that you can sleep peacefully and only get his downloads in your dreams. Be blessed.